exciting news if you are a Apple Watch fan, because there's a bombshell news drop today that reportedly the Apple Watch Ultra 3, the successor to the Apple Watch Ultra 2, will come out side by side with the iPhone 17. And I'm excited about it. And you probably will be too if you care about this stuff. So I thought I'd take this opportunity today to make a positive video about an Apple product. And there are some Apple products that I like. I love my MacBook Pro. It is indispensable. Amazing laptop. I've been using them for years. And the Apple Watch Ultra. I love the Apple Watch Ultra. It is my favorite smartwatch ever. I do like the Galaxy Watch Ultra. It's fantastic too. But the Apple Watch Ultra is an amazing watch, and it does lots of cool things. And I didn't upgrade to the Apple Watch Ultra 2 because it was kind of a downgrade. Yes, it was kind of a downgrade because they lost out on the blood oxygen sensor that was in there to tell you what your oxygen level is, SpO2, whatever you want to call it. Due to a patent dispute, there were legal issues. Whenever they got ready to launch the watch, they got away with it in the Apple Watch Ultra before they got sued, I guess. But before the Apple Watch Ultra 2 came out, they had to disable it. So the sensor is actually in the Apple Watch Ultra 2, but it's not turned on. So they don't have to pay damages, I guess. Well, hopefully they go back to the drawing board. I really would like to see that return in the Apple Watch 3. I think it's an indispensable feature, especially when the Apple Watch Ultra has it, right? It should be in the Ultra 3. So stuff I was reading about, notable biggest Apple leaker guy, I think his name's Mark Gurman, put out a thing just a couple of hours ago saying the Apple Watch Ultra 3 will come out side by side with the iPhone 17. That's cool. That's something I'm excited about. And saying that it should have a updated screen. I mean, the screen's already nice on here, but they're talking about a new generation OLED, should be brighter, more power efficient. It'll have a new chip in it, more powerful, more power efficient, better battery life, which I've always gotten about 3 hours of battery life out of my Apple Watch Ultra. So if I could get 4 or 5 days, that would be even better. I like the Apple Watches. I think the first one I got was the Apple Watch 3. And then I got the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7. I think I finally stopped with the 7 because I switched over to the Ultra. Here's my problem with the Apple Watches. The batteries just don't last long enough, especially once they added in sleep tracking, right? You've got all your sleep stuff on there, but you advertise a watch with, 18, 19-hour all-day battery, which has always been a joke to me. It's like, okay, how do you have a watch that has 19-hour all-day battery? There's 24 hours in the day, so somebody in Cupertino doesn't do math very well. But they have increased the charging speeds to where you can put it on the charger for like half an hour, whatever, get a full charge out of it, top it off. That's fine. But I want it on 24 hours a day. I feel like any smartwatch should last at least 2 days. That way you get the full-time tracking, the monitoring, all that stuff. That's why I like the Apple Watches so much. All the integration with Apple, with iOS, with the phone, with everything, with all the health tracking. I love staying on top of that stuff. For those of you who do or don't know, I haven't mentioned this much. I used to be an EMT intermediate a long time ago. I was certified here in Texas for like 8 years. And I went through the school. I spent a year in school for my EMT program, EMT basic, EMT intermediate. I used to intubate people, put in IVs, pick people up in the ambulance, like stuff like that. And I love that stuff. So I've always had like an inclination towards health and medicine and things like that. My dad was a paramedic for like 30 years. So emergency medicine is something that's always interested in me. So I really like having all the stuff at my fingertips. You talk about having heart rate tracking. You've got the AFib detection. That's something that runs in my family. My mom had AFib issues. My grandmother had AFib issues. And just having the ability to check that on my watch, if something were to come up one day, I don't currently have any AFib issues, but I would like to know, right? If I'm having atrial fibrillation, I'd like my watch to tell me. So atrial fibrillation detection, that one lead ECG electrocardiogram, and then you've also got the heart rate, resting heart rate, sleeping, all these different things that it does, and it tracks all the health stuff. I really enjoy that. And I enjoy that I can wear this watch for basically almost 3 days. I get 2 full days out of it, and then I put it on the charger before it's dead. And I love it. Plus, we're hopefully going to get the SOS satellite messaging as well. That's something that also was brought up today in that article that was put out, or the information that was put out. So if we get a new Apple Watch Series 3, better chip, more power efficient, more capabilities, better screen, and they're even talking about blood pressure trending. So this is an interesting concept because it's not actually a medical grade check your blood pressure, but apparently they're supposedly going to put some sort of technology in here that can detect fluctuations in blood pressure, which maybe over time they can trend and show whether it's elevated or what kind of things are going on. I don't know. I'm kind of expecting something similar to that with the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra 2, which I hope we see this year. But right now, I wanted to talk about it. And also, I mean, I'm capable of saying nice things about Apple products. I think the Apple Watch and the Apple Watch Ultra are very, very, very good products. I think that they're fantastic. And I especially like them because they have really good battery life. No, I'm not using it for scuba. No, I'm not using it for the altimeter to tell me how high up a mountain I'm going. I don't do any of that stuff, but I do go out and walk. I do go out and do things. I like to monitor my steps. I like to see how many calories I'm burning. I like to see what my walking heart rate is, my resting heart rate. I like to see how much sleep I'm getting for my sleep tracking and trending. There's a lot of cool things here. So I'm excited about it, and I will definitely get one. I will get one. I will cover it. I covered the Apple Watch Ultra whenever it came out. I bought this one. Apple will never send me anything. I have no doubts in my mind that Apple will never send me anything, and I'm okay with that. I buy the products. I test them out. I don't cover them very often because I'm not really an Apple-centric channel, and most of the stuff's kind of boring anyway, to be honest. But the watch is cool. I think the iPads are good. I think that the MacBook are good. My wife has a MacBook Air that I bought. No, she has a MacBook Pro. She had an Air before. She has a Pro with an M1 in it. I've got the one with the M3 Max that I use for editing my videos. And I got two of my kids' Mac Minis. They use those to edit their videos and do things on. My son, he makes videos for his Fortnite channel that he does stuff on. So I think they do a lot of good things. I just don't like the business behind it and the way that they do things and kind of target and rip people off, especially for upgrades and things like that. There's just stuff I don't like. Like, as a business, I don't really care with how they do things, but they do make some undeniably good products. And the iPhone, everybody loves it. That's fine. I don't think it's a bad phone. It's just not my cup of tea. What usually pisses me off with the iPhone is I've had a lot of bugs the last couple of years that make it a very, very frustrating experience. Apple products, the whole mantra, it just works, hasn't been that great for me with the track record for the iPhone 16 or the iPhone 15, iOS 17, 18, any of that stuff. So I'm actually on the beta right now, which I hate, by the way. I got to stay on brand here. I don't like this liquid glass look, and I'm not going to really say anything bad about it, though, because here's the thing. It's in beta. It's expected to have bugs and issues. So, yeah, I'm finding some bugs and issues, but it's not the official release of the software, so it's not something that it can really be dinged for. So, also a cautionary note, if you decide to do it, I've been having a lot of bugs and issues. So I would recommend, if you have an iPhone for your daily driver, do not upgrade it. I did that. I wish I could go back. I've always been like, look, I don't do betas. I don't do betas. And now I was like, you know what? I'll see what the fuss is about. And I just can't bring myself to reset and roll everything back. But anyway, so yeah, Apple Watch Ultra 3 should be coming out this fall, and I think it's cool. I think it's exciting. Hopefully there's some cool new updates for the latest Apple Watch, the regular one. But as far as the Ultra goes, I'm a big fan. And if you're wondering, it's my wife on there. I keep her on there on my watch. I got to ward off all the women chasing me around all the time. So I'm just joking. Nobody's after me. But it's nice being able to look at, not my number pad, but the picture that was my wife there. I like to have that on my watch. So I like what the Apple Watch brings to the table. I'm excited about the Apple Watch 3. Hopefully we'll see it in just a couple of months, because Apple always brings their stuff out in September. So like clockwork, once September gets here, we'll see what we get. We'll see how exciting it is. And that's all I got for today. So that's all I got. If you have any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, all those things, please, of course, go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.